Oops, sorry. Oh, goodness. Use cheese. Use cheese. Hello, hello. Sorry, my dog is barking and my husband is trying to get her in right now, so I apologize to you guys. She's being loud. Sorry, I'm trying to get my camera straight. Apologize to you guys. Hey, Phyllis, how are you? Hello, Kathy Sanford. Hope everyone is doing well this afternoon. I almost said this morning. This afternoon. It's morning somewhere. Just not here. Excuse me. I am dealing with allergies, so that's no fun. I'm surprised that my light is reflecting off this paper. That's so weird. How are you guys? What are you up to? Welcome, everyone. My name is Jeri Mobley, also known as the Shameless Stamper. If you have never watched one of my videos before and you're new here in particular, we'd love for you to comment and say hi. Let us know that you're new, maybe where you're from, so we can welcome you. Please comment throughout the video, whether you're watching live, and if you are, there's a little live red button up here. Or if you are watching this as a replay, you can be in my comment drawings for free product by commenting throughout the video. Every comment gets you an entry in the drawing, and you can win free stuff. And I do a drawing during the live or at the end of the night live, and then also the next week. So you can win whether you're watching live or on replay, though when you're on live you do get more chances. This is true. So for those of you, that is a benefit, that if you join us live. Oh, thank you. Yeah, they are the Berry Burst color is what I was going for there, with the it's got like a kind of a iridescent silvery glitter in there. I don't know. Yeah, it just kind of comes that way. But anyway, yeah, it's like a Berry Burst color. So I try to match our actual colors whenever I go get my nails done. It's so funny. So you got the other one with the new invite. What do you mean you got the other one with the new invite? I'm not sure what that means. And my camera moved. How do I get it to go back? Go back. Oh my goodness, it changed its focus. I don't understand why these cameras do that. Okay, I think I got it. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Okay, hey Brenda. Hey Ruthie. You're going to have to explain that, Michelle, because I'm really not sure, but I'm so glad you're here. Hey Marcia. Yesterday's live. That's weird. Did anybody else get yesterday's info? That's so bizarre. Oh, you're saying you should have gotten a new invite. Yes, I did send you that. So you're saying you got it, is what you're saying. I'm following you now. I didn't know what you were talking about, but now I'm totally with you. Okay, I did so much this morning that my brain is already fried. So I apologize. I have been like communicating with many people this morning, and I just can't keep my own self straight. So you're going to work on your butterfly club this afternoon. Awesome. I'm with you. Yep. Oh my goodness. Okay. So for those of you that might be new watching this, please know that I am here on Facebook Live every Saturday and Sunday and some Fridays at 2 p.m. Central Time. I do lots of different kinds of videos. So you can join us for cards, for scrapbooking for 3D projects like we're going to do today with this amazing kit. So we do kits as well. I do my own project kits. I do technique videos, organizing, craft organizing videos, fun folds, you name it, we do it, and we have a lot of fun. So I hope that you get some creative inspiration from me every time you join. I try to also include lots of tips and tricks, and a couple weeks ago I started doing Tip Tuesdays as well, also at 2 p.m. Central Time on Tuesdays. So you can join us for all kinds of great stuff throughout the week. If you can join us live, I love that. If you can't, you can always watch replays for up to a month at this point. They have changed that. And if you'd like to know what lives are coming up, you can go to my events tab, and it does have a list of the upcoming lives so you don't miss anything, or you can get my calendar, which I'll talk about at the end. Okay. Oh, you're so sweet. So today we are doing this super fun 3D project, and this is a paper bouquet, which I'm super excited about. I grabbed a little really simple vase. I have several different vases, but I wanted a really nice thin one, and I think this will work best. Is Lisa on? Lisa's done this kit already, and she is actually a florist. So if she jumps on and wants to give some tips and tricks, I would definitely appreciate that from her, though I have already kind of chatted with her. And I don't remember what kind of vase she used, but I'm just using this really thin bud vase. We'll see how that goes. Well, it's not a bud vase, but it's a skinny one. So we'll see how that goes. I may need something bigger. Hey, you know that, that one, honey, that I have that kind of comes out at the top a little bit? I might want that one. It's a little bit wider, not much, but it's a little bit wider. If you can find that one, I might want that one. Anyway, okay, so we're going to give this a go and see how it works. So I have not, this is different from a lot of the kits that I do. Most of the kits that you see me do are for cards or layouts. And for the cards in particular, I sit down ahead of time and I do a kit with alternates and all that kind of stuff. And then I show you how to do it with the new kit and then show you the alternates. This is not going to work that way because this is a 3D project. So we're just going to do it together, and you're going to see all my mistakes and slip ups and the everything, because I have yet to do this. So here we go. You guys ready? All right. So has anybody done this kit already? Anybody? Because I know there's some people out there that have. You had a hard time getting on today. I'm sorry. Facebook seems to have been having a little bit of trouble over the last couple of days. I know that yesterday some people had a hard time getting on our private one. So I don't know. Don't ask me. I have no idea, but I know it is a thing. Hey, Sandy. Hey, Darlene. You're going to say and watch while you're resting. That's a great idea. I'm hoping that, have you heard from Katie? I'm hoping she's doing okay. I didn't have time to chat with her this morning. Well, I say chat, text her. I was so crazy busy. I barely got on. I actually got on a little late. This kid is intimidating. You know what? I was a little intimidated too, but stick with me because I think you're going to feel better once I actually do it. I think you're going to feel a lot better. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. So first off, I did pull this out of the kit, but I'm going to show you how it comes. So this is, this kit is, the box is bigger than our typical ones and a little bit skinnier. So while I love to use these for storage, it's not going to fit in with the rest of them, but it is also an awesome box for storage regardless. So if you like to keep these for that kind of thing, then you've got that. Okay, so in here, the reason why this is so big is because of these. These are our stems, and they're nice and large, and they've got some heft to them. So we're going to put those aside for just a second, and I'm going to pull the kit out. Now, in the kit, it included this. It was in here, but I pulled it out just to show you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and open it now. On the back of here, it does show you all of these things. By the way, all of our in colors are included in this kit. So it has Cloud Cover and Darling Duckling, Garden Green, which is not one of the new colors, Secret Sea, Strawberry Slush, and Timid Tiger. So the Garden Green is basically the only color that's not one of the new in colors. So the flowers are your new in colors, and you can kind of see that here, plus some white. Okay, so you've got all of the new in colors here in the flowers, and they used the Secret Sea for the dark middle parts. So, because it is a very dark color, it's sort of like a navy-ish color. Okay, so we're gonna open this up. I've already opened it technically, but we're gonna get everything out of here. Let's put it that way. So this is a tissue paper style, and like I said, I'm doing this with you, so I have not done this myself. We're gonna see all my boo-boos happen here. Hopefully not too many. So this is a tissue paper style kit, because these are, if you've ever played with tissue paper flowers, this is kind of what that's like. Okay. Good, I'm glad she's resting. Yeah, that one. So I have this one too. Thank you, honey. We'll see how that goes. I'm not sure which one of these I'm going to want to use. I know these are pretty tall, so I think maybe this one might actually work a little bit better. So we'll give that a try. Okay. So I have all these weird vases. It's so funny. So in here you have these pieces. This is kind of your under the flower pieces. You have these fun leaves. I love these because they've got this really great texture to them. And then you've got these two. Now these are paper style. So these we're going to punch out just like we would paper. I'm not doing the tissue yet. I'm just doing these at the moment because these are super easy because they're just like cardstock basically. So we have these leaves. And of course, if you want to use this leftover green for something else, you can. It is solid through and through. Just like our cardstock, and so that's super cool. So you could definitely use it to punch things out of if you want to use that. So we've got all of these leaves that I'm going to set over to the side here. Okay, then we have all of our flower pieces. So we've got the blue. This is called cloud cover. Then we have this strawberry slush. We have a different one in the strawberry slush. These are centers. We'll get back to that in a second, as are these. I'll get back to those. Then we also have, I'm trying to just show you the flower pieces. I know they're kind of hard to see probably, but we've also got these timid tiger ones and these darling duckling ones, and these, oh, these little circles are falling out. And the white, okay, so our basic white. So these are all the flower pieces, and then we have the inside pieces, which we'll get to in a second, and then you also have the beads. And these are important. These kind of help you get your flower started. Okay, so that said, I'm going to move these over here. I'm not going to punch these out quite yet, so bear with me. We're kind of going to do this one at a time. So... okay, I think I'm going to start with the yellow, actually, because I think that's the one that it starts with. Okay, so in here, when you open this up, right here, when you open this up to the two-fold part, it shows you the flowers starting with this piece like normal, 1 flower, 2 flower, 3 flower, 4 flower, but it continues when you open up the trifold to 5, 6, 7, and then it shows you some of the extra pieces. It tells you there's 3 of each of these things, etc., right? And then it starts with the instructions. So this one is a little bit different from what you're used to, only that it's not card pieces, so it's a little bit different. So there's 3 of everything except for, like, there's a few things that there's more than that of. Like this one, there's 8 of those pieces. I think that's the only one. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to open this up, and this is now, this part, these 2 pages shows you your instructions. So this goes through the steps on how to make the flowers and this on the leaves. It's really quite simple. It does show using a glue gun, but it is not necessary. You do need to have probably something like pliers. If you don't have pliers, I'm trying to think of what another... Honestly, you might be able to do it with your tweezers. We'll see. I'll play with that in a minute and see. But I have so I do jewelry also. So I have jewelry pliers. And so, but sorry, that was probably really loud. But any kind of pliers that you have would work fine. I do like the jewelry pliers a little bit better just because they have this rounded edge to them, and that will be nice for doing this. That doesn't mean that you have to have it, so don't go out and buy jewelry pliers just to do this. Regular pliers that your husband uses will work fine, okay? And if you have the round style, you might want to use those as well, but again, you don't need that. It's not necessary. Okay, I just happen to have these handy because I use them for jewelry crafting. So they're right here and handy. So that's what I'm going to use. And again, you don't have to have a hot glue gun for this. In fact, Lisa told me after she did it that she feels like she would have burned her fingers if she had tried to use hot glue. So she just used our green glue. And so that is what I'm going to do today. I don't usually use hot glue with my with tissue stuff. I feel like it's too thin for that. So I'm definitely going to use the green glue. And so we're going to give this a go. Okay, so for each one of these different flowers, let me go back to this. It shows you which beads you're going to use and which like leaf pieces, or not leaf pieces, but the bottom part. I mean, it's technically leaves, but you know what I'm talking about. The leaves that are directly under the flower. That part, what goes with it. And then which petals and which inside piece. These are these little kind of weird zigzaggy pieces are the part that go inside. Okay. So you just kind of want to know what goes with what. And if you want to put those in piles before you start, you totally can. So we're going to start with this one here. This is number 2 on here, which is the yellow flowers. And you're going to be able to make 3 of this flower. So we're going to need 3 of the dark blue, which is meant to be the color of our new secret seed. This is actually, I'm going to say, a little bit lighter than the actual color, but that's okay. It's still going to work for the center of our flower. So those little center pieces, I'm just going to pop up there for a minute. We're also going to use, it looks like the larger of the 1, 2, 3. How many of these are there? Because that says 8. Oh my gosh, there are a lot of these. Okay, so there's quite a few of these papers here. It feels like less, but it is quite a bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and punch out the bigger one then. Here. Okay, and so we only need 3 of them though. So 1. Make sure you've only got 3. You don't want to run out. 2 and 3. So it looks like there's 5 sheets. I wish Lisa was on. Hello everyone that's joined us. Let me just double check. 1, 2. Does that make sense? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yep, that's right. No, 9 times 2. 9. 5 times 2. So maybe there's 1 extra basically. Whereas there's 8 plus 6, so that's 14. And you've got 3. Yeah, so they've got, you have 1 extra, it looks like. In case you maybe make a mistake or something. Okay, so we have 3 of those. We have our flowers here. We have 3 of the beads, and then we're also going to need 3 of these pieces, and it is the smaller of the 2. Yes, there are 2 different sizes, so you're going to want to grab, let me show you. Okay, be very gentle with this. You don't want to tear your tissue paper. So down the middle, and then up like this. You're going to grab these little crown pieces. That's what I'm going to call them, crown pieces, y'all. It's the centers. Okay, so these little crown pieces are your centers. Okay, and we need 3 of these for the, make sure you've only got 3. This is tissue paper, and it has been embossed, so it's kind of sticks together a little bit on these. I can't tell if I only have 3 or if I have 4. It feels like there's more than 1 there, but I think it is just 1. Okay, I think it's just 3 sheets. That's what it feels like to me. Let's see. 1, 2. Yeah, probably. Okay. I think we're good. All right, so those are the pieces that we need. And then I'm going to open this up this way and fold that back, and then I can start here. So I'm going to just go ahead and fold this back so to show you what we're doing. So let's go ahead and punch out our flowers now. So our flower petals, again, you've got 3 sheets here, and you're going to need 3 petals per flower. And I think, I'm not sure if they're all the same size or if some of them are bigger than others, so I kind of want to look and see. Are these exactly the same size? Yes, they are. So we can just use 3 that are together. Okay, oops. All right. So I could probably wait and punch that out later, but that's okay. I'll go ahead and do it now. All right, and you can recycle your tissue paper as well. Okay, so now that we have all of our pieces ready, we can go ahead. Let me move those. We don't need those. So we're doing this for our first flower. Okay, there's 3 of them. So now I'm going to take these little caps off of here, and I have all these little flowery stems. It's not complicated. It's actually easier than it looks. It's just different, right? So it's going to be fine. Don't worry, you're going to be good. Okay, so with this little stem, what you're going to do is you're going to bend a part of it over like a candy cane, just this little bit. I'm going to say like I'm doing about 1 inch, okay? And you're going to take your little bead, and you might even really, honestly, I don't even think you need pliers for this. Let me be honest with you. You're going to put that on there, and then you're going to bring this over across, and I'm going to suggest that you actually twist it around a couple of times. Do you have to do that? It doesn't say that you do, but I recommend it. And so if you have pliers, this would allow you to kind of tighten this up a little bit more if you want to. So it's up to you how tight you want it to be. So you can make it as tight as you want. Okay, so there's our little beginning. I'm gonna take my pliers and I'm gonna squeeze just a little bit here to, sorry if I'm hitting I think I'm hitting my phone with the stem. I apologize for that. Okay, there we go. I want that to stay still, so I'm just gonna pinch it a little bit so it kind of stays still. Whatever. All right, so once you have that little piece up there, then you're gonna take one of these little guys, and so this is, we've actually already done 1, 2, 3. This is all step 1. Okay, so we've got our little bead in there, and now we're going to start adding this to our bead. So here's what I'm gonna suggest. Hello, how are you doing, Jeffrey? If I miss saying hi to somebody, I love you too. I just missed it. I apologize. I don't like anyone over another. Y'all know I love you guys all, right? I just miss, and I can't remember who I've said hi to, so that happened. Sometimes it's obvious, but other times it's not. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start this by adding just a little bit of glue around my bead at the bottom, sort of the bottom of my bead. I may decide this is a bad idea, but let's give this a try. And then we're going to take this piece and we're going to start adding it. Woo! I lost it. Y'all bear with me. I'm just going to hold it for a second and let it grab on there. There it goes. Okay. So once it grabs on, I'm going to, nope, stay. You have to give it a second. I'm being impatient. This is me being impatient. Y'all know me. Okay. I want it to stick like right away. That's okay. I'm going to hold it. All right. So we're going to come around, and once you come back around to the other side, you're going to want to add a little bit of glue. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just add a couple of, like a really thin line of glue. And now I can just take this and wrap it. And I'm going to wrap it kind of tight. I don't want it to be super loose. Just rolling it on there basically. Now, I'm not going to worry about spreading any of this out right now, because right now we're just trying to get everything on here, okay? But later you can spread this out a little bit so that the inside of your flower has some, you know, openness to it. Okay. That's the hardest part. I guarantee you, this is the hardest part. Now, I have seen some people note, and we don't have our blends yet for these colors, so I'm not going to even mess with it, but they've noted that you can take your blends, like once you get your Darling Duckling blends, if you want to add some extra definition to your petals, you can. You don't have to. It's not necessary, but if you want to, you totally can. Also, you can add some grooves in here if you want to. If you want to add some, what am I trying to say? If you want to take your mat and add some, let me grab my, where is it? Here it is. A stylus, and I would probably use a fatter stylus just because this is really thin paper. Be very gentle. You don't want to push too hard. You can add some kind of groove lines if you want to. Is it necessary? Probably not. But if you want to, you can. Okay. All right. So we're going to take our flower petals and we're going to add those on. So what you're going to do, once you have, you can see this is what we ended up with this step, and that's nice and dry. So we're ready to move on to the next step. I'm not really entirely sure what they intended these little pen marks to be. I don't really see what that is supposed to mean, and I can't see anything in the instructions that makes that make sense. So I really honestly don't know what that's supposed to be. So I know someone's going to ask me that. So I'm just going to, I already looked at it and was like, I don't know what that is. I really don't know what they're intending to say there. Anybody? I've looked a couple of times at this and I don't have a clue what that is meant to show. I really don't. Unless they're trying to say that's showing, you know, but it's a pen. It's not a blend. So I really don't know what that's, I really don't. I have no idea. Okay, so if you look over here, it shows you're going to add 3 petals on here plus your green piece. So rather than, this is a little misleading. It looks like it's telling you to like glue it down here before you add it, and I would not do that. You're going to get glue all over your stem. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold our stem upside down, and we're going to add a little bit of glue to this lower area that's going to be touching our first petal. Okay. So I'm just adding a couple of dots. I'm going to move this because I'm not going to be using this. However, I am going to grab a silicone mat because I feel like that will be a good tool. So now I'm going to take my petal that I just attached there, and I'm going to add that to this piece, just like that. Okay. And I do want to get it to grab on to the glue. So this is going to take a tiny bit of time, you guys. This is not, oh, that would be cool. Kathy has a great idea. Add some Wink of Stella to your flowers. That would be gorgeous. But you can see it's already grabbed on. Okay, so it took me a couple seconds, not long. Is it totally secure yet? No, but it's secure enough. Okay, so this is kind of like the first petal, right? Okay, so then I'm gonna add another one, and like I said, I wish Kathy was on because she could. Lisa was on, so she could probably give us some great tips as I'm going along. But I didn't think to say, hey, Kathy or Lisa, be on. And honestly, she may be She has a job, so she may be working right now. She might not be able to be on. So again, I'm going to go, and this is upside down, so I'm going upside down. This time I'm going to adjust my petal so it is in a different position from the first time. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay. That you can see that, right? I hope it's in a different position. So again, I just added a little bit of glue, and I'm just going to pinch a little bit down here at the bottom. I'm pinching just a little bit. And if you want to kind of play with your petals as you go, you can, or you can worry about it later. It's up to you. I'm sure that somebody will say it's better to do it first. Others will say it's probably better to do it later. Now, this is the kind of thing that the more, it's a one-time deal, right? Once you've made it, you've made it. So it's kind of one of those things that it's like, I want to do it really well the first time, so it's really gorgeous, and then I can have it, right? So, or give it away or whatever it is you're doing. And so I am going to take time to do this right? Oh, thank you. That's watermelon tourmaline, as is my bracelet. For those of you that have never seen watermelon tourmaline, it is purple, kind of almost a berry color, which is kind of funny that I'm doing berry nails right now. And almost an emerald, up to an emerald green. There's some other tones in there too. You can see them here, but basically it's watermelon colors. And yeah, I love it. It's beautiful. Okay, so we've got this next one on. So now I'm going to move to number 3. And so I'm just adding some little dots of glue all the way around. And then we're going to add, and I'm flipping these over as I go. Hopefully you guys can see that. And I'll add this one on, and I'm going to try to adjust it so that it's in a little bit different position from either of the last two. See that? See how it's in a different position? Okay. And now I'll pinch it all together. And I am trying to kind of tuck my petals. You don't have to do that, but I am. I want it to be really pretty. Okay, and so as you tuck them and squeeze them, you're going to end up with a flower, right? And you can adjust kind of where your petals fall a little bit because it is tissue paper. And then later, when we actually make the bouquet, we'll be able to do that even more. But I do want to add, right now, it's more about getting it all attached, okay? Okay. So we have all that now attached. Looks good. Okay, and now we're going to add one of these little guys. And as you can see, I'm going to be adding glue, but I just want to show you, it doesn't go down as far. So you want to be careful about where you put your glue, in my opinion. So I recommend just putting glue basically right around the edge. I don't know if Lisa would have a recommend. Did anybody else say they had done this already? So I'm just putting it basically right around that bottom point. And I'm probably going to get a little bit on my fingers doing this. That's okay. I don't mind. But I want it to grab on. So I'm just going to hold it until it does that. Nice project for those who want to be more creative, but I'm not that patient and will stick with cards and scrapbooking. That's funny. Well, and I know that some of you are not going to want to do this. And so but I know that some people will. And so I want to make sure that you guys get to see everything that you'd want to do, right? So I don't want to leave anybody out, but I hope that you guys are still enjoying watching it. Okay. So I feel like that's pretty good. I like using this part of my hand, is a natural way to just kind of gently pinch, in a round way, that flower. This looks like a buttercup to me. What about anybody else? I think it looks sort of like a buttercup. Could I be crazy? I don't know. Okay. So, bam, we have one flower. Now, this piece right here, once it's attached, you can actually pull this down more, but I'm not doing that right now. Again, I said I'm going to start off with just adding all of my flowers like this. Okay. You like watching me make it? That's good. The question is, will you make one? Okay, so there's one flower. We have one flower made. Ta-da! I'm going to stick it in my vase for right now just so it can be safe. And I'm going to make another one. So you guys, for those of you that already watched me do this, I'm going to go a little bit faster this time. So I'm just going to bend over. And you don't need to worry about making these different lengths. You can change the length later by trimming this. For those of you that don't have wire cutters, there's actually easy ways to play around with this. But if you have little wire cutters, you can, and I usually like to put my hand here to grab it. You can cut the wire, and that way you can end up with a different length piece, okay, later. So don't worry about the bottom and the length and all that yet. If you don't have wire cutters, you can also do a bending technique, and I'll show that to you in a minute. So wire cutters are fairly cheap, and I think everyone should have these in their house, even if, you know, they don't do jewelry making, but I do have them because I do jewelry making. So anyway, they're really, really handy. I actually use them for every once in a blue moon. I'll get a die that has like a little spur on it, and I can clip that with this as well. Okay, so it doesn't happen very often. So I'm just going to go ahead and add my bead. Now, here's something I'm going to note. If I was making this without you guys watching, I would literally, just going to do this up real quick. I would literally make these all first. So that's what I'm going to do real quick. I'm just going to show you what I would do. So you guys know I'm more of an assembly style person. I feel like it takes less time, and you learn and you get a method going. And so I feel like that's the better way to do projects like this, or anytime you're going to make multiple cards that are the same. It's always a good idea to, sorry, I'm trying to make that tight. It's always a good idea to do stuff like that in an assembly line style. I am having trouble with this one. Come on. It's fighting me. Okay, there we go. That'll work. Okay, so I'm going to real quick, I'm just going to add all of these to the things. And so I just want to make sure I have the right number here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm wondering if they gave us any extras. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3. Yep, they did. So there are extras of the beads. So I'm only going to make 9, which leaves me 1 extra. Okay, and I think it's the same for the yellow. 1, 2, 3. Oh, nope, the yellow, there's more. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then there's 8 of the white flowers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So just like the papers, there's 1 extra, which could mean that you end up with an extra flower. I find it strange that they did 8 of this, and I'm not sure I want to do 8, because you typically, if those of you that have ever done flower arrangements, how many have ever done a flower arrangement before? You usually do odd numbers. So I find it super strange that they chose to do 8 of the white. So I'm not sure I want to do that. I'm just saying. I normally don't do that. So anyway, okay. So, real quick, I'm going to go ahead and just add all of the beads on to the ends of the wires. So, wait, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. That's right. Okay. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So 13. So 13 plus, so 20. So 1, 2, I don't know how many wires there are here. 3, 4. You've never done a flower arrangement? Is that what you're saying, Kathleen? 5. So there's 5. So you can see I'm just bending it around my finger to start with. Woo! Whoops. Stay. I guess I could put these over here now that I've counted them out. Okay. So I'm just getting about an inch, and I'm literally just going like this. Could probably even do 2 at once, I bet. Yep. Okay, so there's 10. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's definitely more here. Oh my gosh, there's so much more. Look at this. Like, there's a ton extra. No, it's not extra. You have leaves too. That's what that is. So there are some here for the leaves. We'll get to that in a minute. Okay. I'm just going to finish showing you this part, and then I'm going to show you a leaf before I finish my second flower. How about that? Okay. But you can see if you do this assembly style, it's actually going to go a little faster because you're doing the same step repetitively. And I feel like, I just really feel like that's, whoops, let's do that a little bit shorter. I feel like that's the way to go, honestly, with this kind of thing. But you do you. Okay. Thank you for putting that. I also put it in, just so you guys know, never very intimidating. It's not intimidating. It's easy. It's easier than you think. I know that it seems like it's hard, but it's easy. So yes, the kit is available, and I did put it in the comments in the description. I put the item number 2, but Kathy just posted it for you as well. So you've got it there in case you want to write that down. But it is in the actual description of the video. Okay, so we have all those. So now I'm going to go through, and I just caught those together. Shouldn't have done that. Okay, there we go. So I'm just going to go through and add our beads. And the one thing you might want to use your pliers for is that, yes, you can do these with your hands, but it does get a little bit tiring on your hands to play with wire. So if you want to save your hands, and well, this is what I do. I grab, because I'm used to jewelry making, I can tell you right now that this is the easy way to do it. So I grab one wire and I grab the other wire and I pull like this with my pliers. Do you see how tight that made that? Okay. And then I can go around however you want to start it. I'm going to grab it up here. You'll find something that works for you. And then you can just go around and then twirl it around there. I don't know. I'm finding that this part's easier to do with my fingers, but it is a little bit, you know, tough on your fingers if you're not used to it. If you're used to wire, then you're probably going to be fine. Yes, I love flowers. I think they're beautiful. I've done so many different kinds of arrangements and jewelry and all kinds of stuff. Okay, so I'm going to finish that in just a second. I want to show you real quickly for anybody who wants to just, you know, kind of know the basics. Let me go ahead and show you these leaf things here too. So we have 3 different styles of leaves. We have this leaf, we have this leaf, and I don't know why they don't show it, but we also have this leaf right here. I think that's really weird that they didn't show, they showed it here, but they didn't show it in that part. So what you're going to do for the leaves is you're going to take your stem, and you may want to wait till you're done with all your flowers before you do this, but it's super simple. So you're just going to take your leaf, you can get them apart. I can't. And I'm going to lay it down flat, and then you're just going to take your wire and you're going to glue it to the leaf. Now, a lot of, obviously this show's using, again, hot glue. If you would prefer to use hot glue for this part, you're certainly welcome to. I'm still not going to. I'm going to use this. I just think it's easier. However, I am going to do a very fine line. Why? Because I don't want it to squish out around this piece, this wire. I just want it to attach to the wire. And by doing it like this, I can just get it to attach, because there's like paper also wrapped around, there's floral tape, which is a paper, almost like a washi tape, it's similar, wrapped around the wire. And so the paper and paper are going to attach really well. And if you're careful, you can see there's no glue that's smushed out around that. And now I have a leaf. And the fun thing about this is I can even shape my leaf if I want to. Like my leaf can have, you know, a really realistic looking shape to it. It doesn't have to be flat, which is super cool. So you can do the same thing with your leaves for all of this too. So you're going to do the same thing with this one. You're just going to roll it around to the back, and you're going to add it to the center, and the same thing with the other one. Just go to the center part and roll it around. Okay. yeah. I'm going to look at the picture real quick and see what if they did anything different with that one since they didn't show. Sometimes you can tell. Yeah, I don't see anything different. Unfortunately, the leaves are just kind of tucked in there. So we'll talk about that here in a second, but let's go ahead and make all our flowers. I did consider trying to make some of this ahead of time for you guys, and maybe I should have, I don't know. I didn't want to open the kit though without you because I only had one kit. That was probably a boo-boo on my part. I should have bought two. I just wasn't thinking about it like that because it's not cards. I was thinking about it as a regular kit. But you guys get the idea, yeah? Okay, here we go. So let's go ahead and add, we'll talk. We'll chat and y'all watch me do this. This will be a very different kind of video than normal. But hey, it's still fun, right? Okay, so, ooh, I'm sorry. That's a no. I try not to do that. I apologize. Okay, so tell me what you guys are, let's see, how did I do this last time? I think I did it this way, actually. I'm not used to doing this, so I got to give myself a half a second to kind of get a system going. All right. So I'm going to pull this over here, maybe. I usually like to pull at a 90-degree angle first with my jewelry, which is kind of what I'm trying to do with this, and then worry about wrapping it around. So it kind of depends on what style you want to go with, whether or not you care if that bead is kind of slipping around. I don't know that it's going to matter. I do wish Lisa was on. She could tell us. I was trying to make it really tight, but it may not matter. Once you get the glue wrapped around there, let's try it with this one real quick. Once you get the glue wrapped around there, I think it's going to be fine. I mean the glue, the paper wrapped around it. I think it'll be fine. Okay. So let's try this one because this one's still kind of wobbly. You see that? So I'm going to try it with this one. So we're going to grab our paper and I'm just going to add, I'm going to try it. I'm going to start with the paper this time. Let's see if we like that way any better. Actually, I'm going to turn it, I'm right-handed, so I'm going to turn it this way so that just adding glue to the paper. And then I'm going to take my bead and I'm going to lay that flat. Just kind of pick it up and see how that goes. Whoops. We may decide we like this method better. So nobody has done this yet. Oh, that would be great. Yes. This would be great for any, that's when I think why they released it when they did. This is a really great fun little Mother's Day thing. And honestly, kids can do the vast majority of this too. So you're probably going to want to do the plier part for a kid. But other than that, they can do a lot of it too. So yeah, I think that's okay. I don't think it's super important that you have that flat. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to say about that part. Okay, back to the beads. All right, so we solved that problem. We're just going to not worry about if it's jiggling around up there. And we're just gonna, I'm gonna use my fingers. Again, if y'all need to, use your pliers. Okay, so my daughter's birthday was yesterday. And so I'm thinking about giving this to my daughter if I can get it done. We're gonna see her tonight. We didn't get to see her yesterday, but we're gonna see her tonight. We're taking her out for dinner and she's getting a whole bunch of little gifts from us. And I thought it would be super fun to give this to her too. I thought she would think it was cute. So, but anyway, so she turned, oh my gosh, I cannot believe my daughter is 24. My baby My itty bitty baby is 24. How does that happen? My son is graduating 2 weeks from tomorrow from college, and oh my gosh, I just don't know how it happens. And my daughter is going back to college in the fall. It's a very busy year for us. My husband has a new job. He started in December, and we're trying to get my mother-in-law into assisted living, which means that we are then going to be going through her house and trying to get all of her stuff taken care of. And then we're going through all of our house, and we're going to be doing 1 million garage sales. And then we're moving over to her house. She wants us to live there. It's a newer house than this house. And then eventually we're hoping to move out to the country, but I don't know how long we're going to be where she is first. But yeah, so it's going to be a lot of stuff, like a lot of stuff, right? You'd rather watch me? Okay, you're welcome to just watch me. Be here and chat. That's fine. That is fine. But this is a really cool oh, thank you. I will let her know that you said happy birthday. This is a really cool for Mother's Day. So for those of you that haven't bought something for Mother's Day yet, this would be cool. Which is in 2 weeks. So it's the 9th. Can y'all believe that? So if you haven't done a Mother's Day thing yet, this would be a good one. Just get online, order it, make it, and give it to your mom or mother-in-law or whatever. Or other women in your life that you know are mothers. It's fine. Whatever. Doesn't have to be your mom. You know, you can celebrate Mother's Day for any mother out there, right? I think sometimes we forget that. We think, oh, I can only send a Mother's Day card to my mom. Really? You can send it to your aunt. You can send it to your grandma. You can send it to your friend who you know is a mom. You're still celebrating them as a mother, right? Whether they're your mom or not. So don't forget those friends of yours that are moms, right? Okay. And you could do them for friends. You could totally do these for friends. I think they're awesome. They're super cool. It's really cute, actually. And I've only done one of the types of flowers so far. So we're gonna play here. We're gonna make all these flowers. May 9th is your daughter's birthday. Oh, that's cool. You agree just watching's fine. Honestly, I would have to say I love doing bouquets, like normal bouquets. But I like the flowers that God grows a little bit better. So I would probably normally make just a regular bouquet for somebody, or I would make have y'all ever done a paper bouquet of shapes, like paper hearts or paper things like that, like things that I can cut with dies? You know, like this is fun to do like once maybe. I don't know that I'd do it a whole bunch. But I definitely think it's fun to do just for something new and different, you know. So I know that Lisa was like, I made it. I probably won't make another one, but I made it. And she I think she likes it. But it does certainly take more effort than natural flowers. But hey, that's kind of maybe part of the point, right? Like this is something you're making. It's not something you're just arranging. So it is a little bit more. But as you can see, this is going way faster with doing the assembly. Okay. I'll stop saying that. I know I've said it multiple times, but I just do like to point out that it really is true. I know sometimes people think that I'm silly that I think that, and so I just want you guys to see what I'm talking about. Okay. So, and you can see I'm squeezing the last part of the wire together because that does poke into your finger. And I kind of want to make it flat at the end. I don't want that piece sticking out. That's going to be important for when you go to put your flowers on. I'm going to try to give you as many tips and tricks here as I can for those of you that do plan to do one. So make that bottom piece flat with the rest of the wire so that you can actually get your flower petals and such on there. Okay, did everybody say what was in their cup today? I didn't pay attention. I'm having my chai rooibos tea and lots of water. And what else have I had today? Is that it? Water. Well, every morning I have my lemon. I steep ginger, and I add lemon and honey and a little bit of salt to that. So it's an electrolyte too. It's a Himalayan salt so that it's an electrolyte drink too. It's really good for your gut. So if you guys are not doing natural ginger for your gut and lemon in some hot water, let me tell you, really good for your gut. No, it is not a secret weight loss program. That's a bunch of bunk. I don't know where that came from. I have been doing ginger lemon water for years and years and years, and it never helped me lose weight. So I can tell you right now that is not a secret weight loss thing. I saw that on TV the other day, and I went, or not on TV, but on some online thing ad, and I was like, what? Y'all, no. I'll tell you secret weight loss. What I'm doing right now. I have lost, for those of you following my weight loss, I have lost 50 pounds. Actually more than that, technically 51. And love every minute of it. Because I like what I'm eating and it makes sense and it's amazing and I feel better and just all the things. So if anybody's ever interested in it, I won't push it on you, but it's easy to do and you'll love it. And yeah. It's just about eating the right way. And I thought I knew the right way because I had been in the fitness industry and had a fitness certifications, and I had a nutrition certification. Boy, is that a bunch of joke. It was not correct. I have since learned correct. So, oh, thank you. Yes. I just can't believe that she's the age that she is. How did that happen? Like, I realized the other day, and I'm sorry, this is not, y'all go with me here, okay? I'm 47. I know that there are people here that are older than me. I understand that. But it's just, like, you can understand what I'm saying when I say this. I'm like, where did the time go? Like, I don't feel like I should be that age. Like, how did that happen? And it's so funny because I was like, oh my gosh, I have been out of high school for 30 years. Wait, how did that happen? I was telling my kids that. I was like, it's so weird when that happens to you. It's just like, you're going, what? How did it get here? Hold on, I'm going to mess with this one a little bit because it's kind of at a funny angle and I'm going to be super goofy about it and make it straight. Okay. All right. What is that noise? Oh, that's probably my husband is making stuff in our Instapot. So if you guys hear funny noises, that's what it is. Pretty sure that's what it is. Okay. I know. I think it's the weirdest thing. It's like, why does it feel like life goes by even faster the older you get? No matter what you're doing, whether you're busy or not busy, it doesn't matter. It just feels like it goes by faster. And it's so funny. My first and best Mother's Day gift. Oh, yes. Your daughter. Yes. My son was my first and best Mother's Day gift, even though he was born in September. I mean, that's just how it is, right? Like, your baby is the ultimate gift. For sure. Okay. So I will tell you right now, I'm wrapping mine a little bit more than it shows in the instructions, but I just kind of like to do that. Maybe it's a jewelry thing for me. I'm almost done here with putting the beads on, which is the hardest part. This is the hardest part. So once you get past this part, it's all cake. All cake. It really is. This is honestly the hardest part. So I'm happy to have this part done. Okay. So after trying different diet fads and not getting where I finally broke down and had gastric yeah. So I have been, like I said, I was in the fitness industry, for those of you that don't know, and then I went to the Marine Corps. I was a very active person. I went rock climbing on the weekends, like rock faces, like I hiked, I did, camping, like the kind where you hike in, and you camp and you only have what's on your back kind of thing. I did all the things, right? And I was very, very active. And I had been in the fitness industry since I was 15. I was the youngest certified aerobics instructor in the nation at the age of 15. So I've been in that industry for a long, long time. And I was a personal trainer, had my nutritionalist certifications, all the things. And then I went in the Marine Corps, I got hurt, and I was told I shouldn't even have kids. That's how bad my pelvis and my back are messed up. But I did, because I was 20 and I wanted kids. And so I have been, at the age of 20, I was told to never bend over and never pick up anything over 5 pounds, which is ludicrous. I mean, you can't actually do that. So, life has been interesting. I'm blessed. It's okay. Life will go on, but I have those challenges. And so, any weight that I gained, because I had no ability to work out, I really have struggled. And it was weird because I ate well. I ate what I understood to be healthy. And I could not figure out why I wasn't able to lose weight if I was eating quote unquote healthy. And so I would try everything under the sun to lose weight. And I did lose weight here and there. And then I'd get tired of a certain way of eating, a certain diet, because it was usually keeping me from eating certain things that I wanted to eat, or that my body actually found out later needed. And so I discovered that was the problem. It causes all that boomerang stuff. And so when I found, I'm just gonna call it Paul Saladino's carnivore diet. When I found that part, concept, I realized what I was doing wrong, and that what our body actually needs versus what we tend to give it. And so it's just a whole new way of thinking. And so for those of you that are curious at all, I eat meat, mostly beef and eggs, mostly because that's the cleanest meat you can get easily at this point. Hopefully that'll change. I would like to be able to eat more chicken and turkey and things like that. We do eat fish too, but not as much. Again, it's harder to get really clean other sources. So I eat mostly meat and a little bit of dairy, and that is high quality, mostly raw dairy, and then a little bit of fruit, organic. So organic, grass-fed meat, all that jazz. And that's kind of where we are right now, and I am loving it. I truly am. So my husband loves it. Everything else we've ever tried, he gets tired of and feels like he's, not getting certain things, and we don't have cravings. It's been incredible. And he loves that we get to eat our special ice cream that is made without sugar and just with honey and dairy. He absolutely loves that, which is kind of funny because he's never been really a sugar person anyway, but he loves that ice cream. So if anybody wants to know what that ice cream is, I'm happy to text you a picture. It's called Butter Bear, but what is it called? Oh, I guess he left the room. I thought I heard him. It's bear something. Anyway. But it's just like honey and dairy, and it's amazing. So, okay. So yeah, I know that it can be a struggle. And honestly, it's usually the way we eat. It has less to do with activity because I have not changed that for myself because I can't. And so I'm getting impatient. Hold on. Be patient, Jeri. Just hold it. No sugar, no soda. And it's not just about eating high protein and low carbs. That's not really how I look at it. It's about eating the right proteins and the right carbs. So vegetables are actually very hard on our body, which is what I was more plant-based and thought that I should be eating a lot of vegetables. And I was eating protein and then vegetables, and that did not work. Why? Because actually vegetables are very hard on our system. They're good for the lean times when you can't get what you should, but they're actually really hard on our system. And so that was something I did not know, and I have since learned. And so that was quite a breakthrough for us as well. So there's so much information, it would probably overwhelm anybody if I tried to go through all of it, but it is an amazing thing. So if anybody ever wants to look it up, it's Paul Saladino's book. That's what you want to read, because there are other carnivore quote-unquote diets out there that probably have different ideas. He is super open to the fact that he doesn't know everything, and he is trying to find the answer. And so I love that about him. He is a doctor. He is an MD, and he saw that the medical system... Did you know that doctors, when they go to med school, they do not get a single nutritional class? Not a single nutritional class. There's something wrong with that, y'all. They don't know anything about nutrition, and that's the basis. So he was saying that, like, basically, doctors, they go to school to learn surgery and meds because those are the two money-making things for the industry. And so if you can have surgery or take a med, then the pharmaceutical industry and the surgery-making machine makes money. Otherwise, they're just making you healthy. Why would they want to do that? Then they would lose money. It's so kind of twisted. And so he kind of got tired of that and started, looking at things in a different way, and started doing research and discovered that our bodies respond best when we eat, in particular, red meat. Our bodies are made to eat that. And so I eat eggs. I eat eggs and red meat for most of my protein. Okay, let's see. We have 4 more of these, and only one of them is this little one. And then supplement wise, as Carmen is just talking about, I actually take desiccated beef liver, because it's basically a multivitamin. And I don't actually like liver to eat it myself. Otherwise I would just eat it, but I don't like liver. I don't like that flavor. So, liver is an amazing multivitamin, and our body actually, what am I trying to say? It actually, the vitamins that are in meat, they're actually more bioavailable. Did you know this? They're more bioavailable to us than what's in like fruits and vegetables. So we've been taught, oh, eat all your fruits and vegetables because you're going to get lots of vitamins from all of these plant materials. But most of those vitamins and nutrients that are in plant materials are not particularly bioavailable to us. So, but the meat ones are, which is crazy. So yeah, so I take desiccated beef liver, which if you guys want a link for any of that stuff, I'm more than happy to send to you. So just text me and say, hey, I need a link for the stuff you were talking about for the diet, or for the way you eat and the supplements and the whatever. And I'm happy to send that stuff to you. But yeah, it's crazy. It has been, we started in mid-October, and it has been a absolute, no joke, life changer for us. So take that with a grain of salt, but it is what it is. Okay, so let's talk about something else. What do we want to talk about? Because I'm just going to sit here and make flowers. So by the way, tomorrow, for those of you that follow me, so these are longer, as you can see. Tomorrow, we're going to be doing craft organizing for those of you that enjoy the organizing classes. So you can join us for that. Okay. Just pull these apart here real quick. All right. I'm sure most opt out if the elective class called Bedside Manner. That's hilarious. You think most doctors opt out of the class called Bedside Manner? Is that what you're saying? Some doctors, I think it's just a natural thing. They either have it or they don't kind of deal. And some just have it. So, but I don't know. Maybe. You know, I don't think they have classes on that. You do wonder sometimes though, right? Okay. So these are for the bigger ones. You can see the smaller ones are also for the blue ones. And then these are for the big orange ones. So that's what we're doing now. So again, I'll just start here, and you got to hold this first part so it gets a hold of this. So Jeffrey, wait, 4 years now. I'm in my group. I'm the only one still losing weight, but I have IBS. Oh yeah. So my mom has IBS, and she is doing what I'm doing now, and she's found that it helps her a lot. So I don't know. It might help you. And I don't even eat that. I don't even have to eat that much. Not that I ate a lot before. I didn't. And that's what was so weird is like, why do I weigh so much when I don't even eat that much? And so it was really more about what I was eating. I was eating more vegetables than anything else, vegetables and meat. And so yeah, that's what it was. But anywho, okay. I'm wondering if I'm like not able to see some of your comments. Is anybody not getting a response from me? If so, say something. Maybe somebody else can see it that I can't. Okay, so we've added that one. So you can see those are bigger. I am going to put them in a different spot just so I can tell them apart, but they are bigger, okay? Okay, so then we'll do this one. So have you guys watched, those of you that are on with me live, or even if you're answering this later, have you watched any of my Tip Tuesdays so far? So I've started, at this point, I've done 2. And I'm wondering what you guys are thinking, if you like them. If you have ideas ever, or you want to see me do something, whether it's for Tip Tuesday or anything else, it doesn't matter. But if there's something you want to see me do and you haven't, feel free to text me and say, hey, can you do this for a video? Because I would love to see what you guys want. I mean, I could come up with ideas till the, you know, whatever, but I have tons of ideas, but I want to see what you guys need, you know, because that's important to me too, is that I'm actually filling that need for you guys. So, tell me what you want to see video wise, and I will do my best to make that happen. Oops. Trying to keep this straight. I was getting a little off track there. Okay. Okay. So there's that second one. We got one more of this to do. Watch after this. Okay. So far I have done let's see, what did we do? We did, this past Tuesday, we did, oh, this past Tuesday we did somebody, and I can't remember who it was. It may be somebody on here right now that can say, oh, that was me. I sent that to you. Sent me this idea about how to make garden green with mixing blends. And the idea, actually, the video that they sent me, or was actually a reel that they sent me, I tried it and it didn't work. And I was like, nope, that didn't work. So I actually figured it out myself and came up with a better solution from the one I had seen, and I don't remember who posted that. So but anyway, so I did that this past Tuesday, and I showed how to get garden green blends, since we don't have garden green blends, a way to make it yourself, basically. And then I also, the week before, my first Tip Tuesday video was talking about how to use the pick your tool. I'm sorry. I always do that. Take your pick tool and all of its mini attachments that you can purchase. By the way, there is a special for that. If you guys missed that, check it out, because the last chance for that is like in a couple days. I am doing a special for the Pick Your Tool bundle, a special bundle for it. And if you want it, you can text me to get it. So I'll try to send out a reminder text about it too, but if you missed it, make sure you check that out. Okay. I mean, some of you already have everything, and that's great. But if you don't, it's a great time to grab it, because it'll save you some money. Okay, so there's all of the blue ones. We're done with those. Well, I say done, just the middle part. You know what I mean. Okay, now we'll do the yellow. So the yellow, we have more pieces to do. So we have, sorry, I've got hiccups. I think there are meant to be, let me see how many of these sheets there are. I'm not sure. 8 of the 1 and 7, or 8 of 1 and 3 of 2. But I'm gonna double check this. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yep, there, it looks like there's 3 of that. Okay, so this has the long one. There's 3 of. There's 8 of the small one and 3 of the small one, which means you need 11 small ones, but there are 12 small ones. So we're actually going to do only 10 of those, because I am going to do 7 of one and then the 3 of the other. I am not going to do 8 of the white flower. I know that's backwards probably to you guys, but I'm going to leave 1 out. I might change my mind and I can always add it in, but I'm not going to make it to start off with. So I feel like that's weird to do an even number. So I'm going to actually take 2 of these and set them aside. Okay. So let's finish removing these. It's funny, these that are kind of been run through an embossing folder, they actually remind me of the party crate paper, because it's got that kind of wrinkled feel to it versus the flat tissue paper. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Ben Stamping says I did. Wait, whoa. Tip Tuesdays, just need to remember to watch the live. I think that was me. I wondered if that was you. What do you mean, am I volunteering to come to your home? You'll need 2 or more weeks or month been stamping since... I missed something. What did I say? Jeffrey, what did I say that you're saying that to? I'm not sure what I said. The video is a craft organizing video. Is that what you're talking about? Maybe? No, I am not going to come do your organization for you. I just do organization videos. I have enough of a hard time keeping up with my own stuff. Let me tell you. Okay. No, I am not. No, stop volunteering me for these things, people. Not gonna happen. Y'all are crazy. Okay. So let's make all of these yellow ones. Y'all are so funny. Okay. So we're almost halfway done here with the centers, at least. Because the hardest part was the wire. I think the rest of it's going to go super fast. So this stuff has a little bit of stretch, kind of like the crepe paper does. So if you stretch the base a little bit, you're going to get a little bit more of a clump feel here. And I think that's pretty cool because then you can help it bloom later. Literally. And I didn't mention that earlier, so I'm just going to mention that now. You can kind of pull it taut and get I so wish Lisa was on today. I feel like she'd have some wisdom for us. What do you guys think? No. Y'all quit volunteering me for things. So you see how it has a little bit of stretch? See that? So if I stretch it a little bit when I pull it around the bead, then it pulls this inner part together tighter. And I'm just wondering if that's why they made it out of this stuff instead of the flat. I wish I had realized that back there because I think the blue ones may have turned out a little bit better if I'd realized it, but that's okay. See how tight that is? That's a lot better. I like that better. Little tip, I just figured that out. The question is, what's it going to be like when we go to open it? But I think it'll be good. Okay, we'll see. We shall see. I'm going to learn all the mistakes just for you. All right. So I know that several people have said they're getting this that haven't already. And I know there's been some that have done it already, like Lisa. And there's a few of you who said, no way, you're just going to watch me, which is fine. I hope it's nice and relaxing to just sit and watch me. Hopefully you're crafting while you watch. How many of you are just going to watch me do this and you're crafting while you watch? That's the question. So we are going to Bricktown Brewery, for anybody who knows where that is or what that is. I don't know. Do they have that outside of Oklahoma? I don't even know. I know there's multiples here. Just don't know if it's gotten outside of Oklahoma yet. Do you know, babe?
It started in downtown Oklahoma City.
I know, but since there's multiples, maybe.
I don't know.
It's like American food, right? Like, kind of typical. And beer. He says, and beer. What a guy. I don't like beer. Do you guys like beer? I don't like beer. I think it tastes gross. I'm not really a big alcohol person in general, but like my mom loves wine, and I'm not huge on wine either. I started it. What did I start? Talking about organizing? Brenda, you're just sitting there with your cat in your lap, enjoying it. That works. Do you plan to do this kit, Brenda? At some point. Hello, Jennifer. How are you? Good morning to you. It's not morning here, but good morning to you. It's 3:30 here. Crafting, working on Nature's Paintings kit. Oh, yeah, it's a great kit. Yes. Dog wants help. No, you don't plan on doing it, so just watching. Okay, that works. That's okay. There's plenty of people who've said that already. They're like, nope, I'm not going to do it, but I'm going to watch. So we do have lots of different 3D projects like painting and other things that you can make. And I do try to show a mix of the different types of kits because I feel like it's kind of important to show all the different things that we have available. So this is definitely a new one. You guys did see, hopefully, the haunted house that I turned into a gingerbread house at Christmas time. But this is pretty cool. This like fully 3D bouquet that we're making, I think is going to be super cool. So yeah, 6:30 in the morning where Jennifer is. What city are you in? I forget. So since you just jumped on, Jennifer, I'll show you one of the flowers I finished here. Now, I haven't opened it up yet, so it's still pretty tight right there, but we have started making these flowers for this bouquet, and super fun. So you can see, you kind of get into a groove as you do multiples of these too. I'm getting used to it. Brebe Island, that's how you say it? Brebe, I'm assuming. Brebe. I hope I'm saying that right. Tell me if I'm saying it wrong. I might be botching it. Brebe Island, Queensland. One of these days, I'm going to get out there to New Zealand and Australia because I have always wanted to. And I will have to come say hi. For sure. So crazy that there are actually 8 of the white flowers. I'm gonna make only 7 of those, but there are quite a few of the whites. So that's kind of the, I'm gonna call it the filler flower, just because it is a neutral color, so it gives you lots of fullness and then allows the other colors to kind of have their own glory. But I do love that this kit is the in colors. That's super cool. Plus garden green. Whoop. Okay. How are we coming with this? 1, 2, 3. We have 7 more to go. So 4 more of the little ones and then the 3 big ones. And then the super quick part happens. It's funny, each step goes a little faster because it's a little less involved. So where is, because I'm not looking at a map right now, where is Brebe Island? Can you look that up on a map for me, babe?
What is? What?
Brebe, I think that's how you say it. Bribie Island in Queensland. Ah!
Yeah.
That's how you say it?
Australia. It is.
Can you show me on the map? I'm curious what part of Australia she's in.
It's not terribly far from Brisbane
Ah.
and the Australian Zoo.
Oh, well then I'm definitely coming to visit you.
Yeah, in fact, it's in the neighborhood.
Oh, yes. Jennifer, one of these days I'm coming to visit you. Because my plan is to go to the Australia Zoo. So we're going to have to come see you. Yeah, she just said that. We're just north of Brisbane. Okay. So for sure, I'm going to come have to visit you because that's awesome. So also waiting for the glue to attach to these little beads takes a little bit longer than paper on paper. Sorry about that. There's something outside the dogs need to kill. Not that they ever get a hold of anything. Squirrels like to tease them. So the paper to paper with the glue usually sticks faster, but with the bead you just need to give it a second to get going. I definitely think pulling it taut like you're seeing me do. I hope you can see me. I pull it so that it comes out as I attach it. And so it's kind of cinching around the bead. See how it's got that pull in it? So just pull it as you attach. I like that. It makes it stay better too, I think. I like that technique. Okay. I got 2 more here. I'm going to go ahead and put glue on both of them. I think I can go fast enough to make that work. And it's just a thin, like, bead of glue. It doesn't need to be a lot. That'd be awesome. Yeah, I'd love to come see you. Wish I could come see everybody. I've said that before. I'd like to just be able to, like, even just the people here in the US, to be able to just jump in a car and, like, go do a tour and just meet all of you. That'd be so much fun. it's so cool that we get to, you know, be a part of each other's lives so far away from each other. And yet at the same time, it's like, oh man, I wish I could meet you all in person. Okay. I know this is I'm a little more quiet today because I'm I'm just working here. I have less to say about it, you know. So these are all the centers, and then we're going to add all these petals, which will go really fast, I think. We're almost done with this part. Okay. And because this is sort of real time, you'll kind of know about how long it took me to make the kit as well. Obviously, I have a little bit of instruction and things like that that you'll be able to take time off of, but in general, you'll get an idea of how long it'll take. Now, this one being the longer one, I definitely encourage you to do this kind of taut thing that I did, because I feel like those got a little bit, yeah, I feel like those on the black ones, they got a little bit, felt like they were loose because I wasn't doing this yet, and I think these are going to be better. So let's try it. See how it goes. Do you follow Kylie, Jennifer? Are you a demonstrator or are you just a crafter? I shouldn't say just a crafter, but you know what I mean. Because it's perfectly fine to be just a crafter. On back. Oh, okay, back. Sorry, I read that wrong. Just crafter, okay. So do you follow Kylie? She's a local demonstrator that I know that is from your area, basically. Well, I don't know exactly where she is, but she's in your part of the world. Your market, as we call it. Like, you could actually buy from her. Ah, I tore that one. Oh, well, it's okay. Life goes on. No one's going to be able to tell. It's the first one I did. I'm so glad I haven't torn more. I thought I might. I got some glue on my finger and now everything's sticking to it. I will tell you, I'm going to be honest, that doing the wire, if you have any kind of arthritis or whatever in your hands, you might want to do the wire part one day and then rest. Because it is a little bit, it's a lot. That part for I have RA in my hands, so are a little tired from that. So just making you aware, not that you can't make it happen, you certainly probably can, but you might want to rest just a little bit in between. Or have someone help you with that part, just so that it's a little bit easier on your hands. This part's okay, but that part was a little bit challenging. I got a lot of glue right there, so I'm going to try to be careful here. I definitely disagree with using hot glue for this project. Definitely no. I cannot imagine using hot glue for this. Not only does it not make sense to me, especially with tissue paper, because it's so thin and you're going to burn your hands. But I feel like it would be way too thick for this process. This is nice and thin, and I feel like this works way better. So that's my 2 cents on the glue issue. I would not use hot glue. Personal preference maybe, but there you go. Take it or leave it. Don't know her, but follow several good. Okay, good. That's great. I'm glad you do. Who do you follow out there? Local demonstrators. I'm wondering if I know any of them. People I've met on trips and things. It's awesome how many people you get to meet on the incentive trips. That's where I met Kylie. She's probably, I think she's the top demonstrator in the Australia and New Zealand market. I think she's like probably been there longer than anyone else in that market. And I'm not sure what year Stampin' Up! Actually got to Australia, but I think she's one of the originals from that area. I'm realizing I put the bigger ones over here with the little ones. I should move them over here. Okay. We'll do that. All right, so now that we've done that part, the next step is super easy. So let's go ahead and do our blue flower, or we got to finish our yellow ones, sorry. Let's finish our yellow ones real quick. So we've got 2 more yellow ones to do. And so let's flip this over. I'm going to add You should follow Kylie. She's really good. I mean, you don't have to, but I think she's really good. If you have good demonstrators out there you like, by all means. But you'd probably like her too. She's always got some really great stuff. Okay, so I just want this to connect with my glue. So I gotta get this up here. My first step. sorry, Jennifer, I'm sorry to make you think when you first got up like that. Apologize. You're like, I don't know, I can't think right now. Let me have coffee first. I forget. Yep, it's afternoon for me, so I'm not thinking like that. That's funny. There is a waxier side to your petals, and I'm pretty sure that's meant to be the bottom side. So I am putting it on the underside. But I mean, I guess you could do it either way. So the waxier, shinier side is on the bottom here. I feel like the glue is going to stick better on the paper side anyway, so it's probably best. And then we'll go ahead and add the next layer. And again, I'm just doing my petals at a different spot than the previous, hopefully 2 pieces of paper. You're gonna have some overlap, that's fine, but I'm gonna try to have them land in different places as best I can so you get different overlap. And then finally, I'm gonna add I'm going to add my glue as close to the top of this last petal as I can, and I'm going to add my little leaf piece, my little greenery piece that goes right under the flower. So if you could spread your petal out like this, you'd see what I'm talking about, right? Okay, but I'm going to do it like this. So I'm just going to squinch it up a little bit up on there. Oops. Just like that. Okay, so there's my second little, I think those are buttercup. No, they might be peonies. I'm not sure. Not peonies, poppies. They might be poppies now that I'm looking at them. What do you guys think? Is that a poppy or buttercup? We'll probably be able to tell better when we lift it out. Okay, so we're gonna flip this one over and start again. I do like to put some down here on the paper to get it to connect to the actual first petal, but also a little bit on the wire is good too. So you might get a little bit of glue on your fingers doing this project, but it's okay. Honestly, I usually can go like this and get most glue off, so I'm not really worried about it. That one is trying to bend, and I really don't want to. I did that on accident, so try not to do that. Try not to fold any of your petals. I know that Lisa said that she felt like curling the petals is good. I think some of these petals, that makes total sense. So taking your piece and doing this. Maybe that's what they were talking about with the pen. I bet that's what they were trying to show with the pen, which is actually better with a flat piece like this. So use your bone folder and do one of these bits to the paper and make it curl toward the center. See how I just did that to that one? So that's kind of intense. You don't necessarily need it to be that strong, but and she said she didn't do that the first time around, but you can do it after, obviously, too. But it would be easier to do it beforehand. So I think that's what they're trying to show in that picture, and I'm just now realizing that's what they're showing. So do a light bit of, see how that makes that curl up? Wow. I'm just now realizing that's what that meant. They really should have put words there. That would have made more sense, because I did not get that from that, and I look at these instructions all the time. So so let me grab one of these that I've already done, and I'm just gonna try doing that a little bit with these petals. So I think you can still kind of get in there and do that if you want them to be that way. Though I feel like not every flower has that look. So it might just kind of depend on what you're going for, with the different flowers. So but you know, whatever. Okay, so it is easier to do it beforehand. I will say that. So now y'all have learned something that I already made a mistake on. And now I know what she was talking about. Live and learn. This is why I told you you're going to learn from my mistakes. Okay. So again, I'm going to try to line these up with, go on there right. The hard part about that is trying not to let the petals touch the glue the parts of the petals you don't want to touch the glue. So line it up offset. And like I said, you can finagle these now or later. It's up to you as far as where the petals are sitting. I'm going to be curious to see if I like this flower better than the other two, as far as how it sits, since I pre-curled those. What do you think? Yeah, I wouldn't curl with a pen though. I would curl with this, because you put your flat edge like this against your thumb and you curl, and that actually works, in my opinion, a little bit better than a pen. I don't know why they chose to put a pen in that shot, but see, it would have made more sense to me if I'd seen a bone folder there. I would have been like, oh, that's what they're talking about. They're talking about curling. It didn't make any sense as a pen. I was like, what is that for? I'm not making marks on it. What are they telling me to do? But they could have put a couple of words there, like, you know, curl with a straight edge, or something, whatever. And that would have made a lot more sense. Anyway. Okay. So, add that third petal. In a different spot, hopefully. So this definitely takes a bit of time. I'm sorry about hiccups. A little bit of time, for sure. I don't know that Lisa told me how long it took her, but right now this has taken me, I've got all the inside part done, which is definitely the most tedious part. I'm only having to put the petals on now, and it has taken me a little less than 2 hours to get to this point, including talking to you guys. So let's say maybe an hour and a half, and it'll probably take me another, I'm going to guess, another hour to get the rest of this done, but maybe not. Maybe it'll be less. Maybe it'll be less. So it is a project, that is for sure. It is not a super quick thing. It's basically a class all on its own. Like, if you guys have ever taken my card classes, you know how long they take to do 4 cards and a layout. Well, it's kind of like that, except it's a project instead of a bunch of cards. But it's super cool, especially for someone special in your life. And my daughter's going to get this one. So I got to get it done for tonight, because we are taking her out for dinner and she deserves a beautiful bouquet, right? That is awfully pretty with it, but I don't know that it's a huge difference. I mean, some of them are going to be different anyway, and you want some to be more open than others. You don't want all of them to look exactly the same, and depending on where, you know, where each one of these ends up close to the center, it's going to look a little different. So it's kind of hard to see. They're all 3 a little bit different just because of the nature. I'm trying to show them to you without bending my wires here. But this is the one that I curled first, and so it does have a little bit more curl, but even some of these outside petals are not even curling as much anymore. So, I don't know, whatever. We'll try it on some of the other flowers and see how that goes. But, all right, so there's all of the, I think, peonies done. Okay, so that's the yellow. Let's go ahead and do... that's the yellow. So the next one that is, sorry, let's go back over here. The next one that is the blue centers, is the blue. So we're going to grab these, and I think these are, does anybody know these petals? I think these are these meant, well, it can't be an iris. I don't know what this one's meant to be. Does anybody know? Somebody who's good at flowers? Why is Lisa not on? Does anybody have Lisa's number that can text her and be like, hey, come talk to us. We need your expertise. Okay, so we're going to add these. And this one is using the little bitty, sorry, let me move one of these off here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1. How many were there? 2, 3. Were there 5 of these? Nope, there's 3. Okay. So this is using the smaller ones. So I'm actually going to take one sheet of these. That'll be easier. 1, 2, 3. All right. And like I said, she swears by, whoops, curling your petals first. So I am going to, and like I said, the wax part I believe is meant to be the bottom. So I don't see anything on here that specifies, unless I missed it. Yeah, I don't see anything that specifies, though I do wish it did. See, they put little words here, so why don't they put little words? I don't know. Okay. I'm gonna let the company know that I feel like they need to add some words in there, but so the wax on the bottom and then your petal. And you don't need to do it very hard. It's a super light thing I'm doing here, okay? Very light, like super duper light. It's not like I'm doing ribbon. This is tissue paper, so be very gentle. All right. Yes, glue washes off. That's right. They're very pretty. Yes, they're very pretty. It's going to be gorgeous. I mean, look at the bouquet when it's done. Like, I mean, come on. There's leaves and everything. Like, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? It's so pretty. Okay. And it's in the new in colors, which I'm very excited about. Teresa Brown. Can't remember if I know that name or not. It's not ringing a bell, but that doesn't mean anything. I'm so bad with names. I try to be good. I'm just terrible with them. It's not ringing a bell though. Honestly, if I saw her face, I'd be more likely to know her. Be like, oh yeah, I know that person. I'm a face person. I will remember your face till the end of time, but I don't always remember names. I'm terrible with names. Okay, oops, stay. That one's not curling around the center as easily. I always feel like the first petal's the hardest because you got to get it to work. We'll get it. Here we go. Okay. I am kind of, if you guys look here, I kind of sort of bend one petal around the other. And I do feel like that helps a little bit. So you can just kind of crease and then fold it over the other petal. And that will kind of help start your flower's shape. I tore that one a little bit. Be careful. Don't tear it. And this is why I was trying to squeeze the wire down a little bit, because I don't want it to be too far from, do you see the gap I have right there? Because this one is not squeezed down. So I have a little bit more gap. That's okay, I'm gonna make it work, but that'll give you a little bit of tip when you're making yours. You wanna try to get it squeezed down a little bit. So I think it works better. We do want to offset our petals though. Wish I didn't have this wire in the way so I could show you better what I'm doing. Okay. So offset your petals. Just like that. Oops. Try not to squish my center. That's the hardest part, is trying to get your fingers in here at the right angles without squishing your center. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can tamp this one down a little bit. So it is better if you have two pairs of tweezers when you're trying to do this, because you can hold one side still and then squeeze a little bit. There we go. Because in your fingers it just wants to twirl. Do you see what I did? I tamped that down a little bit. So I'm just going to point that out to you guys. You want to try to get those as narrow as possible. I'm going to probably have to fix a couple of these to make sure that I get them a little more narrow, because that tore a couple of my flowers. So again, another lesson learned for you guys. I'm learning for you. Okay, we're gonna add this one. And again, I like just pinching it between my fingers, because that's a really natural place to kind of play with your petals. And then I'm going to add a little bit more right here at the top. I have so much glue right here at this point, it's not even funny. And we'll add one of these. And then pop that on there. Just like that. See, I get glue on that part of my hand. That's okay. That's actually really pretty. Honestly, it turned out pretty gorgeous. I fought with this one a little bit, so hopefully my next one will be better because I did not have that one right. It turns out to be a much more open flower than the previous one. You can probably squish it down a little bit if you'd like. Once you get it in the bouquet, it's gonna settle in anyway, but it is, this one at least is a little more open, and it could just be the way that that one started. They're not all going to be the same. So this one I think is going to be fine because of where but I'm going to double check these because lesson learned, y'all, especially on this blue one. You want to make sure that you have this squeezed down as best as you can. All right. It's better. All right. I think that's better. Okay, let's try these two. So I'm actually gonna do all three of these petals at the same time and see how that looks. Yeah, you can curl 3 petals at once rather than feeling like you have to do all 3 of them separately. Look at that. Perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and add on here Kylie's surname, Kylie Bertucci. Yes, thank you, Kathy, for saying that. It is Kylie Bertucci. I do love her. She is a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia. New Zealand? Oh, yeah, she's in Australia. Well, it's the same market. It's all one market, but yeah, she's in Australia. I was trying to remember if she was in New Zealand or in Australia. She's really sweet. Thank you, Kathy, for saying that. So again, this first petal is definitely, you might want to curl these blue ones more than the yellow ones because I'm just noticing they're wider at the base. So especially this first one, you might want to curl a little bit more just so it kind of moves in a little bit more. It just doesn't lay the same, and that's fine because not every flower is the same. And I actually tore that one too, so be careful, guys. All right. I thought I had pinched that better than I did, so I'm going to try to do this one. Yeah, you'll like her. She's got some really great creations. There, that's better. Okay. I'm fixing it. I'm fixing it. Okay. Here we go. I feel like that one, did I forget to put glue on that level? I did. That's what happened. Did anybody else see me do that? I was like, why is this one not sticking? Why? Because you forgot glue. It would help if you added that. All right. Glue it is. We'll do it. No problem. Y'all, I'm a goober. It's okay. Y'all wouldn't like me as much if I wasn't, right? It's endearing. I'm going to keep telling myself that. I don't know if it actually is, but, you know, it's my excuse, so I'm sticking to it. I am the way I am because it's endearing. Sure. Okay. Okay, and then last we have our little, oops, green piece. Again, I'm going to try to put the glue closer to the center for this one just because it is not very big. So we don't want to get glue everywhere, just right there. Can y'all imagine doing this with hot glue? I'm just thinking that that would make a mess. That would be super messy. This one is definitely flatter. And I don't know what's different. I don't know if it's just the petal shape. I think it's the petal shape, guys. It's a flatter petal shape. So it's going to end up being a more open flower in general. So if you want to, again, I don't know what flower this is supposed to be and what the petals typically look like, but of course I can make them do this more if I want. There, that kind of closes it up. See that? Isn't that cool? All right, so there's another one. Let's do this one. You can see these petals on this one aren't equal either. See how they're off? Yeah. So the other one was like very equal distant. This one is different. So again, I'm gonna do all three. And I am gonna do it a few times this time, just see if that helps with closing it a little bit more. It is almost like a wax paper on the bottom, so it might make a difference. We'll see how that goes. Okay. So this one I think is tighter than the previous one. I hope. I hope. We'll add our glue. I worry about it being curled though when I try to put it on because I'm worried I'm going to get glue on the top of the petal and I don't want to get glue there. See? Yeah, this. Okay, we'll see how that goes. See if that helps a little bit. Okay. I think I'm going to go a little bit faster on this one and just see if we can add these layers together. This is a test, let's put it that way. If we do this and we don't let the glue dry and I just put it on, can I finagle it after I get it on there? And what will that mean versus the other way I was doing it before? Because this is so if I do it like this and then kind of get my petals situated around. Does that work better? Well, that was pretty quick. What do you think? Not bad, right? I think it works. So I was feeling like the bead needed to be, like it needed to be straight up and down, but it really doesn't because flowers don't sit like that always. So I think I'm realizing now that it actually works better for the petal to for the bead to be a little off center, which is why they showed it the way they did on there. I couldn't figure out why they were showing it that way. But I'm realizing now, let me show you what I'm talking about. Here, they show you bringing it over and across and then down. And so it's going to end up not straight up and down there. It's going to end up with a little bit of a tilt, and that's okay because, well, flowers often actually sit more like this, to be honest. In fact, in a bouquet, you probably are going to have them sit like that. So it kind of works out. So there you go. All right. Next is the white. No, it's the big orange ones. So we're going to do these big blue ones next and do the big orange ones. I'm going to get all the blue done first and then all the yellow. Okay. So here's the big orange. And so looks like we have 4 sheets here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 5. Okay, that makes more sense. All right. So there are 10 of these, which means you are going to end up with 1 extra. However, you could add that to one of the flowers because I'm not really sure what else you would do with it. Then again, you could use it for a card. You can also punch out circles and things from this if you want to. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Wait, hold on. There should be 10 here. There we go. There's a 4th one. Okay, so I'm trying to decide, should I make one with 4 petals or should I save one and see if I can make a card with it later? I might try to save it and see what I can do with it later. Okay. So I don't know what these are meant to look like. Maybe they're meant to be like a mum or something. I don't know. Unfortunately, I don't know my flowers very well. But we're gonna, oops, I hit one of my flowers. Okay, here we go. Oh, and this one uses also the, I'm assuming, pretty sure, the big green, hold on. Is it the big ones? Yeah, the big green pieces. So we have these here. Ready to go. Okay, so let me just go ahead and double check these since we found our little issue. All right, I'm going to do these 2 real quick while I have my pliers in my hands. That'll just make it easier. Okay, here we go. Let's give this a try. These are the ones that are not as tight down here like I would have liked them to be. I feel like if I had stretched it, it would have been tighter at the base, and I would have liked that a little bit better, but that's okay. We're going to make it work. That was a lot of glue. I did not mean to spread that much out. My silly little glue bottle is tired of being open, so it decided to blow glue everywhere. I'm going to close it for a minute. Give it a chance to come back down to the bottom here. Okay, so we're going to grab this and we'll add, oh, let's go ahead while that's, and I guess, curl these. If I can get them all together here. We'll curl these real quick. So the closer you go from the middle with curling these, the tighter in it will curl. FYI. All right. Hopefully y'all can see what I'm doing here. Okay. Add another layer. And I'm going to try what I did last time. I think that worked pretty well. So we have all 3 layers. And then I can rotate my petal in there. And then I'll just kind of squeeze it up here. Try to get it to really grab on to the glue. That's really pretty. And then we'll add the little leaf pieces. Under there. Just like that. Pretty flat, right? All right. Okay. So we'll grab this one. Do the same thing. I feel like I'd like there to be a little bit tighter curl to this, but it's got a really wide open base, so I'm not really sure you can get it much tighter than that. I am trying. But it is meant to be, you know, a bigger flower, so that's probably why. Okay, so we'll go ahead and add I glued this one. And that is exactly what I was trying to avoid. So I got glue on the bottom of that. So I'm just gonna try to clean that off. Now it's all over my fingers. I'm going to get this to stick for a second real quick before I move on, just because I don't want to make a mess. So y'all bear with me for just a second here. That made a little bit of a mess. Sorry. Okay. All right. I try to kind of keep the petals open as I'm bringing them closer together. I just didn't do a good job of it that time. All right. So now that we've got those all together, then we can adjust where these are and get those two all attached. I'm just playing with this flower while it's here because I'm wondering about what this is going to look like when you open these pieces up. If you choose to do that, that's what it'll look like. All right, so we'll add one of the little leafy pieces. And ta-da! Okay. Next, let's go ahead and, sorry, I want to curl these. Before I move on. So this is a good time to let this settle back down to the bottom, or the top rather. Let's see, how many people do we still have on? You guys are still following me. My diehard fans here watching, even though this is a long video, and I apologize for that, but this is a longer project. So, because I am doing it real time, you'll be able to tell how long it took me, and that'll give you an idea how long it'll take you too. So that's good. Minus the instruction parts. Okay. So now we'll add my cat just made a funny noise.